Self-control, strong willpower, positivity, determination, and self-observation are some of the ideal, desirable qualities that everyone wants to possess. However, we cannot deny the fact that people are not mythological characters of a utopian world where everything is extremely good and perfect. Everyone comes with their own flaws. This is just a list of some common and rare bad traits that you should keep in mind so that you know how to act when you encounter them. Jealousy. Perhaps the most common trait among people of all age groups, and no, not limited only to ladies. A child gets jealous if his friend has more toys. A girl gets jealous if her friend is more popular. A guy gets jealous if his friend has a hotter girlfriend. A man gets jealous if his peer gets promoted earlier than himself. The list is endless and extensively diverse. People killing each other out of jealousy is a darker side to this trait, which is not too common, but it certainly exists. Competitiveness. Now, this is something which continuously lingers around the thin line differentiating between good and bad competition. Having a desire to compete and succeed is a good thing in life. It acts against the friction of procrastination, which tends to slow you down. Problem arises when you become too competitive and fail to realize that you are not just a single atom running in this primordial soup. Your actions affect other things too. Mercilessness. Showing sympathy to people's grievances is something we expect out of every person. The level of sympathizing can vary, of course, but the basic emotion of empathy comes naturally to almost everyone. Yes, almost. There are hard-hearted, mean, merciless people too, who are full of apathy towards people's feelings. They show no concern for whatever others are going through. Harming others physically or emotionally is another, more intense side to being merciless. Manipulative. People secretly manipulate each other in relationships, workplaces, and of course, family affairs. Trusting someone with our secrets, bearing our inner self in front of them is a huge deal. And when that trusted person uses all your revelations to manipulate you and secretly control you to get what he wants, well, it's the worst. It's worse than getting cheated upon. So next time, don't be fooled by the deceivingly innocent looks of a person. You never know what might be going on in that little head of his while he is flashing those puppy eyes at you. Clinginess. It may not be the worst, but it sure is the most annoying trait of all. A person who sticks to you like some adhesive is not just harmful to your mind, but also to your life. This evil characteristic comes in clean packaging. The sweetest and most clear-hearted people can act clingy. We all know about clingy girlfriends and boyfriends, as they are the most common species under this term. A clingy person sucks the time out of your daily schedules, making you indulge in stupid conversations or unnecessary activities. Getting rid of them would require being strict, and that might make you look bad in front of everyone. Materialism. Costly gadgets, fancy dinners, branded clothes, and expensive gifts would make anyone happy. Without getting into the never-ending debate between monetary happiness and natural happiness, there's no denying to the fact that a lot of things which make one happy can be bought with money. But the problem arises when this materialistic happiness becomes the center of your universe, and it turns evil enough to be listed in such a list, when this materialism becomes the definition of your character. If you are an impressionable person, then they may even break your self-confidence or make you a partner in crime. Foolishness. Evil character does not necessarily mean it would be all dark and disturbing. Dictionary describes evil as wicked and harmful, which is exactly what foolish people do. They may not be wicked every time, but their company sure as hell is harmful. Whoever said an intelligent enemy is better than a foolish friend was a genius, probably troubled by a stupid friend. Over-criticism. Of course, we love it when people praise our accomplishments and our talent, but a true friend is someone who also points out our mistakes, makes us realize about our weakness, and act as our critic. But the question arises, how much of it is enough? There are people who, in an attempt to come across as extremely righteous and honest, criticize every single thing that happens around them. Such people are a great threat to your temperament and peace of mind. Being around them can only bring distress and low self-esteem in your life. Superiority complex. Having self-confidence and believing in your capabilities is different from considering yourself the best, or rather, above the rest. Imagine having a friend who would look down upon every possession of yours, someone who considers himself superior to you and makes you feel like an inferior. Obviously, he wouldn't remain your friend for long. Such people are a threat to your integrity and self-respect. Constantly praising oneself and showing disregard for others is as evil as it sounds. Vengeance. Probably the most dangerous of all traits. Vengeance is a mixture of violence and revenge, the evil desire to inflict harm or humiliation on a person in any way possible can be dangerous to great extents. Sometimes it can even cost lives. When people have high egos, tiniest of criticism can hurt them real bad. Unable to forgive and forget, they tend to harbor grudges against the other person, and slowly the rage becomes uncontrollable, resulting in a volcanic eruption of violence and anger. The extreme hatred makes a vengeful person insensitive to others' feelings, and he bulldozes everything that comes in his way of taking revenge.